The first thing you need to do is be safe. Disconnect the appliance or turn off the breaker to avoid electric shock. Hello, today we're going to be working on a Whirlpool Cabrio. The problem that we have with this machine is that it's not spinning and it's throwing an F51 air code. The model number it's on the display, and as you see it was flashing F51. And I got another video on my channel, so I'm gonna go ahead and put a link on the description of this video, because this problem, as you see on the display, F51 has to do with the motor position sensor, but sometimes that's not the issue. It could be something else. Right now this is the paperwork, and it's showing you how to enter to the diagnostic automatic test mode. As you see, you press A, B, C, D, E, and it's gonna throw you to the automatic test mode, and it's gonna start by C1, C2, C3, and it tells you basically what it does. So if you want to go ahead and read the paperwork, go ahead and pause the video and do it yourself. But right now I'm gonna show you how to enter to the test mode. In this case, we're gonna go ahead and press and release this button. Apparently you can use any button. It said power and start and cancel, but it's kind of tricky because if you don't do it at the right time, it does not gonna come out. Supposed to do it like 5 times, but I just keep doing it until I get the test mode. It says A, B, C, D, C, or whatever, but in this case I just press count to 3 and then release, count to 3, and then press again, count to 3, and then release until I get the test mode. As you see, I already entered the test mode. It gave me 88. That means it went to the test mode, and now it's giving me the error code that is saved on the main control board. Now if I pressed the button once again, in this case I had to press it like 3 times, but sometimes with the first press it starts doing the automatic test mode. And as you see, it went through the C1. If you go back and read the paperwork that I put on the beginning of the video, it's gonna tell you which thing is testing on each setting, which right now it starts on C1, then it goes to C2. Basically it tests the water valve, the hot water valve, the cold water valve, the bleach dispenser valve, and pretty much everything. Then it goes to test the drain pump and pretty much everything. The only thing that I don't like about this automatic test mode that it only tests every single thing for a little bit of time. Right now it's on C5. I forwarded the video because it takes a little while. It's just taking the agitation. Now is testing C7, which is the circulation pump. And basically I forwarded the video because it went through the whole automatic test mode just fine. However, for F51 it can be many things. It always gonna say that has to do with the rotor position sensor or the rotor itself, but it could be anything that is blocking the drum from spinning, or the shaft, which is the part that holds the drum from spinning. The most common thing is we're not talking about that issue today. The most common thing, I got it in another video that I'm gonna put a link on the description of this video. That way you go and check it out. I got a lot of views and a lot of comments about that issue, but this issue occurred to me. It happens to me a couple days ago, and I was like, it doesn't hurt to throw this video and show people that F51 could be more than one thing. So right now it's on C9, which it does a little bit of spinning, but it doesn't go through the whole spin cycle. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and use this paperwork to go into the manual diagnostic test mode, and here it tells you how to enter to the manual diagnostic test mode, and it's a little bit different than the automatic test mode. Is basically press and release. It's basically the same thing to get on the test mode, but after you get on the test mode, you have to press the any button, or I choose the same button that I used to enter into the test mode, and just press it with less than 5 seconds, I believe, and don't let it go to the automatic test mode. So you have to press the button very quick after you get into, after you enter into the automatic test mode. As you see, it went through the test mode and I press it right away. Now it's giving me 0 0, and now I'm basically on the manual test mode to be able to go to the spin cycle and find out why it's not spinning. Then you can press this extra rinse button and it's gonna lock the lid to be able to go to the spin cycle. So just make sure that lid lock is locked. Now we're gonna press this button, and this is a little tricky here because you don't go by what it says on the display. Where it says high, when the light is on, is basically low. Medium is medium spin, and where it says low, it goes to the maximum, basically to 1,000 RPMs, to be able to test the spin cycle. So that's how you enter into the spin cycle manually, not going to the automatic settings or automatic test mode, or wait for a whole low to check it out. So at this point it's working fine with me, but that doesn't mean it's fine. Something happens when it's closed in there, and sometimes it's just pieces of clothing like I show you in the other video, sitting on the bottom of the tub. But in this case it could be something different. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and check it out what's going on, because right now it's just testing fine with no issues, but the tenant said that it is giving her a error code at F51. So as you see, I was showing you where it says high, it's a low spin. Where it says medium, it's a medium spin. And where it says low, it's actually on the higher RPM spin. So we're gonna go ahead and turn it off, and we're gonna go ahead and check out the bottom of the washer, because the first thing we check when we got to the property is that the drum was spinning freely. So when we remove this bottom panel, we find that this nut that's supposed to be on the shaft was loose and it was attached to the magnet. So I believe that nut fell off, and I don't know where it was rattling around, but that was creating a F51 error code. Now we're gonna go ahead and grab this nut and put it back on the shaft and make sure we tie this nut on place. That way we eliminate this F51 error code. Now in this case I'm going to use adjustable crazy wrench, but you can use basically anything that you have in hand, or any tool that will fit this nut in place. So I'm doing this by myself, and I'm just doing the best I can to be able to adjust this nut on the shaft. As you see, it's kind of tricky. This is what I have in hand. So grab a piece of rag or piece of towel or whatever and put it on the shaft, and grab it with a vice grips to be able to hold the drum in place that it doesn't spin while you're trying to tie the nut. Because what happens if you don't put something on the shaft, you can go ahead and damage the thread or the teeth that goes on the rotor. So as you see, I'm trying to go ahead and hold the shaft and at the same time going in the opposite direction with the nut. I really believe after I'm doing this, the nut will not gonna come out. However, I'm gonna go ahead and use some nut tight, or I don't know how you call the something, lock, knot, tight, or whatever. Or I'm gonna just go ahead and use a little piece of silicone to put it on the thread. That way, I use it as a lock, knot liquid to prevent this from coming out. Now I'm gonna go ahead and use some silicone, as I was saying before, that this silicone is gonna prevent from the knot to slide out on the thread. Now we're gonna go ahead and put our cover back on the shaft and the rotor, and go ahead and use, this is a 1/4 bit and a ratchet, and just go ahead and tight it in place. Make sure that nut is not gonna come loose. And as you see, while I'm tying it, it's just sitting back in place. I know I said it a whole bunch of times, guys, but again, this is not the most common issue with the F51. But if you check the tub and it's nothing around it, or it's easier for you to check this first, then my suggestion would be that if you go inside the tub and you spin it with your hand and it's freely, go ahead and check this first. But if you have a hard time spinning the drum inside, then go ahead and check for pieces of rag or pieces of clothing inside the tub. We're basically done. Now at this point, what you gotta do is go ahead and do the test again, or just go ahead and put a load, a quick wash load, and make sure you're not gonna get that F51. This video helped you in any way, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for future videos. Thanks for watching.